that day and another time where everything okay? Okay. Yeah, welcome once again to the Four Post Podcast where we discuss football. Jay.
How can you be a Manchester
United?
Do
the introduction, do it.
No, but you do the introduction, but
no.
Your vim is low.
Do it.
No, your vim is low.
Do it.
You told me that you are at home, but you're not great.
Now me way.
No question. No question.
Boy, baby, I'll tell a chronom there.
Because I didn't meet my
chronom wouldn't need to call. You know why he goes to chronom.
I met my chronom.
I don't know how they best. I don't know how they best. No question. So the buy and the belt they be.
And I wear my blue and
within 2 hours that.
We get job today, they go chronom.
Nice. Me ko chronom ma within 2 hours that.
So, I don't know what check account.
Ko chronom no overnight.
I'm say was what.
Shall we?
Easy.
Look at the face. Put the camera on his face. Put the camera on his face. You see this boy? He's called Fiifi, Manfred. Now, who doesn't know my name?
I'll break a story for you.
Peace.
Hey, on Thursday, guys.
On Thursday,
2 p.m.
I'll give you a breaking story.
After your program, no?
Right after the program.
Yeah.
I'll show you how I'll deal with this boy. Yeah, welcome to the Four Post Podcast. Here we discuss everything football and any other sports. Just by saying hockey, may go off and discuss. Everything football and athletics. Definitely, you are going to find us here as your best platform to listen and understand everything that comes with it. And today, I'm not doing this alone, you know. Most of the time, let me say I'm right here in the seat of Michael Asaibodu. So I can't wait to your crew with
the Moroccan mastermind.
Me see 2 days here, and some of me work on Wahano.
Hey,
Dr. Kiki.
Sir, I don't know the guys go Morocco.
Where? Fiifi story or breaking news. Asaibodu story or breaking news. I think it's a Thursday when you come.
There's a company there and come myself. Brian Champo,
So there are so many topics we are going to discuss today. The Manchester Derby. Manchester is red. Manchester United defeated Manchester City by 2-0. What is happening to Liverpool? 1-1 against Burnley. The last time I told Fiifi that Rafinha is Barcelona's most important player. And now they missed him once again and they lost against Real Sociedad. Abeloa keeps on praising Vinicius Jr. Hey! Me say coach a top player don't say that. 2 minutes bia.
Sa bon kon when ampa.
He said it that day.
And na crowd say who near who crowd in the bebo.
Because the AI.
I see Vini won the Champions League for them.
Casa Bruno Diana. Casa Bruno Diana. So today we are
the Afcon, eh?
Oh yes, of course.
I just wanted to know, boss.
Oh, Nyabotre. Sebi, ye wo fufu na no ho kwan. Sebi, onyeska omuo bia.
Yeah, say
Abebola mi wu no.
Say me hu no.
Onyeska omuo bia.
Omuo bia, Abrantepa.
Minya. Na fe.
Unim say me don pa. Do to
Makumen.
So I have right here on my left a Srifi. International. How are you, Srifi?
I'm doing good, boss.
Oba boy Islam bibi adi gara.
Mama credit.
Mama bibi ga credit.
Metiaze egu anu ga aduane kese.
Sa. Hey,
Mama bibi ta free.
Nya aduane o chairman. And I have my personal person.
Yeah.
Right here.
My one and only brother.
Oh yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
I miss you, bro.
Yes. The Dr. Kiki Montes and the rival leader. The opposition leader, the rebel leader.
Yes.
AKA Junior Rosnia.
Yeah.
Junior Rosnia.
Yeah.
Junior Rosnia.
International Palace.
Yes.
International Crystal Palace.
Oh. Wait, I even say, Sika called Crystal Palace.
Crystal Palace.
Oh, you know, I can't say.
Oh, it is a
Crystal Palace. Hey, Zika Bunibo.
Oh, Calventro, Crystal Palace.
Was it Crystal Palace in that? Sige. Charlie. It was a very good weekend.
Yeah.
And I think it was a weekend of, referee frustrations here and there. A lot of people had complaints about referees, even here in the Ghana Premier League. But today we are not discussing the Ghana Premier League. But we are going to start with the Afcon. Fiifi, how did Senegal do it? They won the game on and off the pitch. How did they know this was going to happen? So let's try and get things in our way.
Mike, I think that first of all, the Senegalese knew that they have to be ahead of the curve of the Moroccans, or else Ejumabi Diom.
We're sure.
No, yeah, it was clear from day one. Because the point where I realized that the Senegalese were being smart. See, somewhere 2 or 3 years ago, I spoke to one of the players of Ghana's under-20, under-20. Was being coached by, what's his name, Max Okonedu. I'm not too sure which of the teams it was. But it was a team that this current House of Folk midfielder and centre-back is in, David Opanfani. I don't know, I think it was Tanko. Tanko was taking that team. So I don't know if it was the Meteors team or something. They went to Morocco for one of these Afcon tournaments. The junior competition that we're playing in Africa usually used to play in Morocco. Mm-hmm. They had a quarter-final berth with the Moroccans. Akomeah. By the time they got onto the field of play, the Moroccans knew exactly how to play. Their starting lineup, how to play, the shape, how the ball, with the ball, everything. So at the point where the Senegalese put out the statement and they spoke about the training facility, I knew that they knew that they have to be careful.
You come in again, but I think I have to share a story with you about. There was a time, I think the Ghana national under-21, under-23. They went to Morocco. I think
the female team.
No. I think the men's team. It had under-17, under-23. And I remember really well that they gave them a very good training place to learn, but they did not know
that there were cameras around. It's the same story I'm saying, yeah.
Yes, but there were cameras around.
The cameras around.
And they watched every single
everything that you do.
Everything.
So immediately, the initial training facility that was assigned to the Senegalese was Morocco's technical training center.
Oh.
That's where their coaches go for refreshment courses. That's where they go and do all their various national team analysis.
So for this final?
Yes, for the final in Rabat.
Senegal was based in Tangier.
So Senegal has been in Tangier all throughout the time. This is the very first time they're traveling
to Rabat.
Then you come to the final in Rabat. They give you the Morocco's technical training center
to train.
Go and train for the final. And Senegalese said, Kaiwa, Emma. So the Senegalese protested that they won't use that training center. That's why the Senegalese put out that almost 48 hours to the final, they had not gotten confirmation from the Moroccans that they are not gotten that confirmation. In fact, all the sources that are close to Senegal say that the Senegalese did not train properly for the final. They just did a lot of analysis in their hotel room. Small, they started talking about the game. Everybody say, then they'll go and do shake up, they'll go and warm up. They just go and do team. They didn't do any ball work. No. Just reaction. This is color yellow, color blue. If you see blue, then you just, that's all.
Will you be surprised that they did all they are supposed to do in Tangier?
In Tangier, yeah.
Before they came.
Yeah, I won't be surprised that that's what they do. That they'll do it in Tangier and they'll come. So the Senegalese are ahead of the curve. You see, Mike, Cameroon, Nigeria, and then Senegal. Cameroon and Nigeria suffered from all of these things on the Moroccans. Stanley Wabali is in his post. Then you send stewards and you send people close to him to come and take his towel.
For what reason?
How do you take a goalkeeper's towel?
But more or less, just maybe they think, black.
Oh, Massa.
And how is that your business?
Right.
Black magic, Morocco.
But it's all part of football.
Black magic,
Morocco, but it's all part of football.
2030 World Cup. They are going to host it with the two Iberian nations, Spain and Portugal. Yeah. Are you saying that opening match, Senegal, Morocco versus Spain, wait my how Unai Simon Tao?
Unai Simon crowd on time for Tao, ma. It's Jordan Pickford.
This is for
But you see, I'll come back to you, Fiifi, on tactics. And the North Africans get away with almost all of these things. Let me give you an example. The CAF Confederations Cup final between Simba and RS Berkane.
Yeah.
We all saw what happened in that game. At the end of the day, Simba was fined.
Yeah.
RS Berkane walked freely. Do you think it's high time we start speaking to some of these things?
I would say probably yes to some extent and no to some extent. Yes, because we want to encourage fair play. And we have a saying in our can that so usually before someone can react, it means that there should be a reaction somewhere.
There should be an action.
Action somewhere, exactly. Newton law, exactly.
Action and reaction.
Action and reaction.
Yeah,
That's oh my wallahi. Me scientist. So it's quite obvious to say reaction will come, but if reaction bad, your reaction should still stay in the context of the game when it comes to sports. So meet me a team. Obi abeka sare na wuti no, but so utimi so na de kind to me minima, you will be the bad person. Because what go beyond the certain context of our grown enemy would or even if he is serious and poor. Good. So Yababa before town and then aside in Baby in football. We have been here where not Africans for no. There's one thing about them. Time wasting. Saying shut down forcing the whole young way and nine odon saswana has not in saswana and order. They have been doing that for some time now. And we have accepted as part of football. And listen, right now, what you see our catch and say, make okay black magic as make us now ebini Morocco. It's part of football. You said it right now. Good. So the fact that it's part of football means that now Morocco no, and I said not Africans for your I was said they were part of football. As soon as you do anything anti-football, you'll be the bad guy.
81 a year anti-football.
Senegal. Fact that say in sportsmanship, time a ball no, and yet sportsman say obeka as a coach, as a matured person, I would now jump a penalty. I won't cry no cry hit and abeka sa adrebro no. Would catch obi as obi messing. So if there's
I don't think he was wrong.
He was right in the context of anger, reaction, and reflex. Yeah. But he was wrong in the context of football.
No. I don't think so.
No, but Michael, what Kiki is saying is that in terms of whether what he did was right or wrong, he was wrong.
No.
But there's another question you told us. I agree with him. Okay, Matty, sorry. But yeah, from and
now
host the show. They will change the host the show. You can't know. Why your whole
now they're coming into
bandit host.
It's coming into
I have has a word.
It's happening to
a number session, but not all.
There's always kind of something when I'm in the trail.
No, told you.
Let me hold the. Now carry up.
Abasa. You what's the do?
But Mike,
Now carry up.
Mike, the decision of what the reaction of Pap Thiaw, me, I don't agree with him. Okay, I agree with him, and then he arguing because I think it's high time that we need a change in African football.
Yeah,
and for us to get change, we need things that are radical, and radical things are not palpable. They are not palatable. They are not nice, and it goes against the norm. So if it is right or wrong, it's wrong. But do I think was something African football needed? Absolutely yes.
Do you think whatever he did will result in a change?
What change?
At least it will make the North Africans be a little bit careful in dealing with us. You see, I chanced on that audio and video of Peter Motimani when Peter was coach of Mamelodi Sundowns, and then the North Africans came to even South Africa to try and bully them. Peter kept on saying that you people bully us every time you come here. At that point in time, something has happened. If Pap Thiaw had allowed Brahim Diaz to play that penalty within that minute, he would have scored. And the conversation would have been, oh, Morocco 4, and they wasted 50 years, and then, and no. But he says, no. Me more. 15 minutes, go come. Brahim Diaz on no ban. Now, so many on
But do you think that was a foul on Hakimi first?
Brahim Diaz?
No.
Okay, the goal.
Senegal's goal before the penalty incident.
The goal was a clean goal, but there are technicalities again. Because if you look at Ashraf Hakimi, Hakimi is not looking at the ball.
I don't want to even look at the goal because the referee whistled
exactly
before the ball got in.
Yeah, it's a clear goal. There's no foul on him. Ashraf Hakimi even fouled Sheikh. Because Ashraf is not looking at the ball.
When they did can call Pian.
Yeah, oh no, look at the Sakura bar out first.
Sir.
And I check Emano another push.
Sir.
So I think
And if you look at the
we all
referee's
can
position,
agree
yeah,
that the reason why Papi Thiaw decided against the decision of the referee was because they disallowed the legitimate goal from Senegal.
Yeah, and you are
they
going to take a
felt
penalty.
They should have done things on a fair grounds.
Yeah.
You have a point by saying this is going to change a lot of things. But I think these are people who have already bought into the minds of the Confederation.
Oh, yeah, I think
Fiifi,
that
there's a reason I'm saying that. No team can go toe-to-toe with Morocco and do what Senegal did to Morocco on and off the pitch. Unless you are good enough. Because I know, we'll come to the tactical aspect, but just in a nutshell, I know tactically Morocco struggled against Senegal.
Yeah.
the Senegalese were better on the day.
So 11-11, they could not beat them.
Yeah.
So let's resort to black, the other part of the game.
Yeah.
That is when Senegal also realized that no, today we are coming. But there are certain things that can't even beat Morocco.
There's one thing that I want us to
We'll
establish.
go there and those things work against them. And nothing is going to change. And they'll continue
There's
bullying
one
people.
thing that I think is a misconception amongst a lot of even journalists in the country and even on the continent. I don't think Morocco pays the referees.
No, they don't.
The strength of the Moroccan ability to manipulate people is so strong that they don't even have to talk to you.
And they don't even have to pay you.
Yes, but Ura Stadium, what the fans will do, what the players will do to you, you go for favors, you go for decisions in their favor.
And it usually happens in their Champions League games,
Yes.
their confederations.
See,
and
it's
all
like
that.
when you're a ref, it's the reason why when there's a big game at the Santiago Bernabeu, it's going to be Clement Pepe. It's going to be those days Massimiliano Irati.
They won't smile.
There's going to be who? What was this Englishman? Michael Oliver and those people.
Yeah.
Because
Anthony Taylor.
who are you? These guys don't care about Ronaldo. But you see, on African continent, referees are not. See, let me say something. This is not to demean Daniel Lai. Daniel Lai was a teacher at a Fidiasi Senior High School.
Yes.
Humble beginning.
Yes.
He has grown through it and he has gotten to where he has gotten to. See, where has Daniel gotten to in the refereeing career? If Ashraf Hakimi and these boys are talking to Daniel, if he doesn't take care, he succumbs to them. If the Morocco fans are making us, if he doesn't take care, he succumbs to them. It's an exposure thing. It is a personality thing. And that is probably how the Moroccans get into the heads of these referees. It doesn't mean they pay them. However, that's why I think that for a team like Senegal to be able to stand up to them, a lot of the young referees will feel like, oh, okay, these people, they are not actually invincibles. I mean, if you sanction Papi Thiaw here, 2 matches, 3 matches, 4 matches, 5 matches, and then why? He's an Afcon champion after winning the CHAN. You have waited 50 years and invested billions, but nothing to show. Just disgrace of your players like Saibari, a policeman.
Charlie, we are shocking you.
Fanboy,
what a two and why I to Netherlands.
The mine is not with Tao now, not or more fan. Mine is with you see the assistant goalkeeper. I mean their second goalkeeper.
Senegal's second goalkeeper.
Yes. Who the no the year no.
Ono go far. Ono no jina po next.
Omo Jimmy ka gunachi etimi so more from chine na ne 9 or from players where 4 5 who.
Players
boys. No omo chine
And
say.
see for ball boys to do this thing. It means that a bigger orchestrated team in Morocco for not planning.
Exactly.
This morning somebody was saying that Ashraf Hakimi has played at Dortmund, Inter.
Expected it to trend as it is trending now.
See Akomeah the only
Because they
problem
did it against Nigeria.
Yeah.
And we only saw a bit of it.
Yeah.
And even with that, they brought a video where, Iwabali was doing certain gestures towards the supporters.
Yeah.
So they justified it with that.
Yeah.
But for this, there was no justification.
the only
your
problem
players were involved.
I have kindly with the analysis that has been going on the media is the fact that everybody is literally talking about Papi Thiaw and how he told them. But you are trying to tell us that we should preach this so clearly that careful look at the Africans. Yeah. But we are not talking about the attitude and what the Moroccans did. You're speaking aloud. Oh, just go to the Twitter. Go on Twitter. You will see that Sadio Man, the castle, Mombra back and all that, and nobody is really talking about how these boys were trained.
I think for that. But Kiki, I'll come back to your Fiifi. Do you think Papitia was right?
No, it was unprofessional.
Hey,
Unprofessional.
are they?
That Bena born yeah more town gala. Yeah more Xmas gala. Now be catch you players going go inside.
Any inter-community.
And again, and again, say about the chaotic aspect of the game. No, I think this tournament also can sell more than any can. Kebe can about how good the tournament was, the stadium, pitch condition, players, abilities, how tactically we outplay we. Better near Kade.
It's a community on cases, your man.
They open Cassie Johnny is so bet. Making penalty until I share them penalty see a boy. Penalty until I share the penalty. No boy.
You didn't to make a statement. You are trying to be stubborn. Today I'm in the driver's seat. Today, if you mess up, I will walk you out.
Yeah.
If you mess up, I'll walk you out.
Yeah.
Continue.
And said an American. Debenana Papitiao a protect for. Incident is see one protest for that moment. A child may call to one a question the FNB protect for. To me, say a one professional for him to do that.
Wow.
Debbie. We a coach. What cool school acquired certificate. Oh, buy your child course and coach. Someone who boosts why they're unprofessional.
But do you think, say, before the final, they didn't know some of these things were going to happen? Because personally, I believe almost as a some more final no and sacra number final.
Yeah.
And in some manner, I'm about to say Morocco referees favor more.
Yeah.
Referees favor more. And some way somehow, I agree with what Fiifi said. Say, Omunpiers come out here. There are certain 50-50 decisions. It will go to them. Yeah. And that is what I'm for. So they can say, oh, Morocco referees favor more. Referees favor. No. Because Senegal came into this game and they started by those things. Say, okay, referee so referee club the game. No, it started being a topic. Obisi Yankofa Sudan Imra, Obisi Yankofa Obifu from Ra, a whole lot of things. But the end, because South African referee now, no fourth referee, no, it's a match commission. On came bedi. But you can win normally
Congolese.
Congolese ni say omra no mede. Then no crown there was certain misconception about them. Say Morocco for the Belgium for a very close. Dominated Congo colonized by Belgians. The colonial. So Congo for no Morocco for no so close. Once they call Afcon, they general then in Sapeja Lumumba. They linked everything to that.
Okay.
It's one year sure say omono ba no mo say referee no will be
okay.
It is seen anyway. You think
about the acting being professional or unprofessional. So because say omuhun from afar say CNC at the end no there be necessarily and only me issue because African football you underrated actually. Yeah, but you say Karaga say African football Afcon no krenye you probably was say man so sa. And now one more mania point to prove say ampa.
If that's the case, then Lacom in the 2022 or 23 Champions League final in Paris, we saw French police make the game delay for almost 40 minutes. You're bunker for stadium and
Liverpool
delayed. No, but we are talking about professional characteristics, and that was a bad thing.
On the field,
it could sell things like that.
Okay,
we have seen things also on the field. That, of course, these things, the last Euros or so, the last by 2 Euros. I mean, these things do happen.
See, was it professional? Was it professional? The all kind of boss referencing now was it professional?
And yet professional.
Into the acting was unprofessional. You didn't go penalty in the end to us.
Now you didn't
penalty no one you disabled penalty.
There be delay. Wait to me and one set. It's whether boyo, mambo, whatever. So first,
what card are you?
The fact that say, oh yeah, you know that maybe I do need
Dr. Kiki Alaji Samenos.
Yeah,
Morocco forever.
Kimi.
Dr. Kimi.
So, boss, the question was an acting professional or not professional?
And you're professional.
So what was he supposed to do? One of the question. Okay, question I'm busa on here say. Who said your hair in your own professional? I'm busa said, "Dear, I was uncle Yen for."
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm a kind.
Fee, I saw something on the internet after the incident, and I knew where this was coming from. Okay? I'll had you off.
Yeah.
No, a part of Adrian Omofine. Yeah. We'll go back to 2004. Nipa Chronic Jaime, Tunisia.
Yeah, 2004. Yeah.
And Senegal final.
Yeah.
Was a Moroccan official that way?
Yes. Obekaya. So I game the Senegal for bullish, brutal. I don't know whoever told them said that was what and Nankebisi.
Yeah.
Omu chap Tunisia for no butu omo referee kasa no mo kasabiti omo Tunisia for no kono mo kutia. But I think that Tunisia were able to be calm in such situations. They knew some more quality change Senegal. Because that Senegal team need go from 2002 day ba.
Yeah.
Omanim go send be put okra with 2006. But na guba.
Yeah.
So in 2004 no moves no.
In fact.
It is said that Morocco for one reacting in Tunisia they were quiet. Because they knew they would beat Senegal. So the same thing happened now and they said no. So go for ya ni anye dey more aggressive.
Senegal for
so referee take decision bi am anye say ya.
Yeah.
Born so way totally different from 2004. Now Tunisia falling in bottom. But when you the bottom one.
Yeah.
So let's do it and win the game and go away.
Oh, media people are talking about Sadio Mane as a hero of the night. My hero of the night was Papi Thiaw. Mupa, you can talk about peace and he's a gentleman and whatnot. See, when we were going after independence, it took one man to say
change
that
the whole stuff.
We are not looking for independence the shortest possible time. We want independence today. The Patrice Lumimbes and the names, Alassane Sangare and all of those big names on African continent that we speak about in history and geopolitics and whatnot. It took men that were radical.
He said no. We
And they needed radicality. You have nothing to say. There is nothing to say. It can be wrong. I understand. I don't have any problem in all of that. It is wrong. But for me, it is needed in African football.
Independence. I'm a football for. This are part of African because you need the best next Afcon. So I'm best this kind of attitude or this.
I think CAF already accepts that they've been poor in terms of refereeing decisions.
Yeah.
They know that things have been poor. Because Utie Patrice Motsepe last press conference before the final now, he stated it emphatically clear. Say, when you say referees, they need to improve on a lot of things.
Yeah.
What you said, what did you tell Ivory Coast DNA? We the never from cry, never fem. So for certain things to change, I think Lakum, I don't know, Papitiano. I agree with you, say your own professional.
Yes,
coach, I agree with you. But I think we always need one man to always step in.
Oh yeah, media.
And say
no, is my man.
I'll sacrifice myself, whether by hook or crook, to make sure that the right things are done.
The same thing.
Which with that, I perfectly agree with it. Me Papitiano, do you know they disrespected him? Referee bank, there was a first conversation between him and Walid.
I agree, yeah.
Initially, he did not want his players to go back to the dressing room. I don't know what Walid and he had to take the tournament. You see, if you they moving on fan court, that is changing number. Changing number. But I actually believe Fiifi, Idrissa Gana Gueye was Senegal's best player at this tournament. Yes.
Okay, at this tournament. On the night, for me, I don't know. I think Ghana Gueye solid has been very important. But I think generally, Kiki, Senegal has too much quality.
Yeah.
because a midfield where
Strong side. Lamine Camara saved the bench.
Lamine Camara started the final, but Ejuma no here no. Lamine Camara ball like or a 6 or we need ball back on Saibari.
Macrano. Hey.
Mamadou
Sir.
center back correct.
Calmness.
In the absence of Kalidou Koulibaly, I was expecting them to fumble a little bit in the presence of such, atmosphere. But I think for Senegal, or more 5 to 6 players are 2021, 2019, they were part of the team. In the final, one Nigeria J, then the other one G over Egypt. Because Edward Mendy, Kalidou Koulibaly, Gisa Ganagui, even Papi Matassa came from the bench in 2021.
Yeah, Crips in the had gotten injured.
Experience need the stage, They already know it.
Yeah.
But I think for Ghana game, before you continue, before the final, who statistics say Senegal about 398 line breaking passes before the final. And this is Ghana going almost bare 94 to 95.
Ghana,
Almost like 24 or 25 above every single player in the tournament.
So you see, Mike, the way Senegal set up is very interesting. They set up with a proper DM, which is Idrissa Gana Gueye. But there is also Papi Gueye, the eventual goal scorer, who is a box-to-box 8, but very physical, very combative. He can also pass as a 6.
And technically, under pressure, he doesn't succumb.
Hey, no. See, tight space control, me who be that. 8, that is box-to-box, that is an African, that plays like it's as if he's a 10, but he has everything. Then in the game, they were able to convince Lamine Camara, say, you're a technical player, Monaco, Bobo, and junior team, but here you need to work hard. All the fouls were being committed by Lamine Camara. Winning of draws, slide tackles, everything Lamine Camara. And I think that the game plan for the Senegalese was simple. How they've gotten a lot of confidence in Mamadou Sarr under the tutelage of Niakite when Kalidou Koulibaly went off, I don't know how. Especially also in the final when Kalidou Koulibaly in Kwano Messi were Chirono. Crips in Diata was also out of the team. In the back four, 2 senior players are out. And I would Mamadou Sarr, 19 years of age. The only thing, this is Mamadou Sarr's 3rd or 4th game for Senegal. The only thing Mamadou Sarr has that is Senegal that can probably give him confidence. And his father was part of that 1992 or 94 team. Alusi's team winning for Senegal. And so that's Senegalese heritage there. But apart from that, in the middle, you look at this team. See, I think Senegal's game plan was clear. That left-hand side, Hakim. But for us to get the best out of Hakim, who Sadio Mane, you have to drop. Because you drop Hakim, who the Hakim in Eba? Every time when they came back with Hakim, to say go now, Sadio Mane has job.
That was a brilliant interception by Sadio Mane.
I
have to press.
Nick the ball. I didn't even see the back heel.
Back heel to Idrissa
Gana. Yeah.
Then
one-time pass.
Papi Gueye. Ball carrying.
Sharp.
Protection of the ball with the physicality.
No.
Oh
my God.
Fire. Bam.
It was just meant to happen.
But you spoke about the midfield. When you say party the Bayere. I say party the Bayere.
Ghana best midfielder.
Do you think this is a game and I was on Morocco starting Amrabat looking how not game there physical?
Yeah. At the point, Cameron Koto, it's on a beton and no, also because they do have enough physicality. No one thing or that physicality presence and the ball winning abilities. It's not the point of visit called Uma Kebet because Oko game no Morocco and Senegal bar in terms of possession one will be able to visit Morocco. But Senegal came into the game possession wise so much ball number they are creating clear chances now about game now it was from Senegal. I think at the point in time now Morocco had that ball winning player and all the physicality so now I think at the point now Sofiane I'm about to back.
But did you think that Walid will go agree at home 66,000 capacity would take away the technical players in if anything Saibari, Monia, Fiifi, and bring in an Amrabat?
Because I was going to talk about that.
Because he's looking at the crowd and he's like, okay, fine now.
The dynamics of the game requested for Amrabat to come in. I felt around the 65th minute, getting to the 70th minute, there's somebody like Amrabat. And he doesn't only bring in the physical presence into the middle of the park, but I think he has enough experience. playing against big guys like Idrissa
especially
Gana
when
Gueye.
there is no romance
Yes. Oh yes, definitely. So what Idrissa Gana Gueye or Boma Weah, you hear Amrabat, also an experience. Omupo game against Mali. You saw how physical the Malians were. At a point in time when we in the midfield and if you know the Amrabat. Now look at the moment when Amrabat joined that particular midfield of Morocco. After normally 4 boys need to be more view. Go be try. Uto be try. And that's the more I don't think anybody can tell me I'm about Intimi Bobo.
Yeah, but of
course it's good on the ball.
It's good on the ball.
What am I say? So I first say Sabario say Sabiri Muno Mone na Netherlands so na what it na no hu nwi come a fine boy. I'm about to literally sit with the ball no munya day. And I'm about to have covered the spaces for Akraf Hakimi. Okọ ba ko so.
Now that ring rotation and on on that left side of Senegal.
But you see, almost a small boy. He's very. I've forgotten the Nigerian Kamidin El has a new.
Bilal El Kanous.
No. Your one was 6 and the number 24 JC.
I know they are bonity.
Oh, you brutal.
Oh no, Moja Newcastle now.
I call him the silent killer. Oh, you brutal. But I thought Amrabat comes into this game and everything.
Yeah, the middle was that guy. Bilal El Kanous was on the right. You know what?
Yes,
Maybe Bilal El Kanous.
Amrabat, Dr. Kiki. Game way.
Akomeah Juma.
But I feel
Say attacking
me feel say be not up a lot of more technical players on the ball.
Yeah.
You be more physical. Senegal be more physical. It will attract the referee's attention. A lot of fouls.
Yeah.
It can
And also, I think
3-1-6 would have helped him.
one of the things that he wanted to, I think, probably gave him away was the fact that he wanted to depend on the wide area defending of Naif Aged. The Aged has been, I think, for me, the best defender in the competition.
Just trying to cover up the spaces. For
So the plan was
right
that,
back.
okay, if Ashraf goes, then Aged goes. Yeah. But Charlie, there was a lot of work. Nicolas Jackson alone is a lot of work for Aged.
But I think Nicolas Jackson had a very brilliant tournament.
See, when
In the final, I
think that he has even
surprised
changed
by
his
his
character.
performance.
In the last few games, when they introduced him to come back into the team, semi-final and final, Obon Krana say Afcon complain.
No.
He's learning sense.
And I
that's how
enjoyed
you
his
teach
hold
players
up
like that.
play and his ability to dribble two tight spaces. But last question for you before we move to the next topic. Do you think Brahim Diaz intentionally missed that penalty?
No.
Fifi, do you think he intentionally
Is a no-brainer.
No.
Fifi?
No.
Or Pabwa say yeah na anye.
Practice ya na anye.
Minim dia how at this critical moment. Also about Panenka na was ebono. Who you so right? Obi can say I saw someone saying on Twitter say or tie you so right. There na what can
Against Mali, you should know right.
But in the dominant foot left. Baby Bruno. Yeah. Look at Bruno Fernandes.
Mbappe.
How about the penalties? But say do time out to say ni bra by pay cards and yada yada. Masa.
I think Morocco's had in a year diomo. Okay, the last Afcon, so munya last minute penalty be Then before that, there has been Hakim's yet. So as well could not penalty.
Penalty.
I think so. Somewhere I think we are done for the Afcon Cup of Nations, and we have to move on to the other leagues so that you can.
But Mike, is it not during pressure cooker moments near Bob Panenka? Sometimes near Bob Panenka.
And then you want more
time because Pop what's the name? Cole Palmer the last time Chelsea versus Storia Mospe. Bob Panenka 92nd minute. Bob Sherum says, I think that's I don't know say pressure near Bassa and Eddie keeper never turn on.
Who keep a corner know them? Who keep a know them? The last time we be Bob Panenka tia.
It was gonna go. Watch it.
Oh boy, I know you say.
But let's man catch us say Morocco actually had a different person in mind to take the penalty. Yes.
In who? Hakimi.
No. You see Federasi.
Honestly. Because me they can see the commercial. And see the fire.
No, I read. No, I read. Penalty.
Top.
Penalty. Mr. The world.
On the penalty or the disqualifier bench.
Then quickly, you also said your money after Edward Mendy in Akasa before the penalty. Named your catcher. I don't know what he told him. I can't come and say his catcher. Definitely, he gave him something.
Oh, dear. Boy, the fast. Boy, the fast. Person your back for your coach, Claude Roy. Yeah. No, ban me catch him. I said, see, I am dear. I don't know, can
o come in this.
Boy, sir, boy, there's
Say every president of friends.
I didn't know there.
More.
For
Cinema super. The cinema far from.
So I don't mind. Body far say far say.
Do you think Senegal will be the best African team at the World Cup? Yes or no?
That's what I do too.
Yes or no?
No.
Yes.
Which will be a question. Now you watch this. I
think with their squad.
Oh, yes or no?
Oh, yes or no?
Sorry. Yes.
So, leave your answers. If Senegal, or you expect Senegal to be the best African nation at the World Cup 2026 in USA, Canada, and Mexico. Now to the Manchester derby. Carrick ball.
Brilliant. Carrick ball.
Carrick ball.
Carrick. We don't come. Carrick ball.
Can you Carrick ball?
Carrick ball.
Dr. Kiki. Carrick ball. Thank you for the words so sweet. As if you let me start with you. Manchester United, Manchester City. Manchester is red once again.
Yeah.
What did
Manchester is ready?
Friday, Rebecca said, I think Manchester City is going to win. And from my perspective, my coach is now.
They're nice. Oh, blue.
Next minute blue. It's not my team. The entire Manchester City in the because of the coach factor. Because Pep Guardiola said the City team is so win that. And a Michael Carrick Eba team in Auburn a Juru Kakra. And an tactically any team so now I think say Eddie your best so far against Pep Guardiola will be anymore. I didn't say on the day Michael Carrick was brilliant in terms of how quick transition and Manchester United and how no defend the low blocks. At the point when you say Pep Guardiola say ko adjust no kakra because who say that space na benya wo Fiifi o machi one that center back side one o ma blocking with low blocks no with Casemiro and Kobe Menu. And I'm shield defense ni no mu defend low blocks ni. It's no maja wide no ama bubu ko defense City. Enti on be born be ko wide. On be born ko wide so a United for aye overload so o match on. That omo flanks on. Omo two bon say omo dogu mu ana say omo ko come no mu defend it.
Why do you?
Yeah, in 20 mean MBT 2 players in Kosa. It's not at the point in time that inverted fullbacks na Pep Guardiola but na say omo mo ko attacking fullback no mo create overloads e mo ringe said be o met match that overloads na United fire against omo ringers and said be e bet o met manya that 1v1 no person munya no. I think at the point in time we say Pep also adjusting no but still na no insist what that space no person munya in FIFA. I think say Carrick need defense low blocks no there na no and again omo table na omo transit quick pa no ma create space no mo wide no ma beam no ma bobo na twem. I think say on a day Michael Carrick was brilliant tactically than Pep Guardiola.
I've seen Manchester United play better football than what you saw.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah. People say this is the best ever football post Alex Ferguson.
It's not.
Manchester United fans
The game against Arsenal was
It was way better.
Dr. Kiki, what do you think Michael Carrick did differently in this game against Manchester City? Because first leg, 3-0.
I believe, sir. Yeah, I believe, sir. On the day, Carrick didn't do anything special, extraordinary. No. The reason I make us and say
now when special, how do you beat City?
Good. Manchester United doesn't have a problem beating big guys.
Okay.
This season, the only problem is consistency. And I look.
Brentford.
Beginning of the season, yeah, boy Arsenal. That game you lose, yeah. But I hear boy, yeah. Manchester need be I say Afa.
Follower.
The next game I follow. The next game
follower.
I'm draw. And send the question at Grimsby Town. No, so
follower.
Idea. And yes, you know yawa. E man ya Chelsea. No Chelsea. You see a follower. Sometimes Sunderland more to papa so yes Sunderland do 2-0. Follower. The last match. Yes, I had that form. And yeah. And you did. A woman, you chill Liverpool. Our Anfield.
A follower.
A follower.
Yeah, for the fire.
A papa.
A fucking. See,
They're moving up already. Do job.
And scoring the big guys, and you're doing my.
Tottenham was paying.
Tottenham was for not Talawa, Nottingham Forest, a Pool, Everton, a Kelua. Akelwa. Akem.
10 against 11.
Right. Your problem, and yes, a big team. As I make us see, there was that adrenaline rush after Karikana kind. Or see in the dressing room, I feel no also say the way our boys there acting Casano. Or more passion no be a CD bono mkwako bono. It almost a ball cry was so pass a couple so boss short to say because no of omu feel say we have to do something. So Akacha almost say they should use the energy of the supporters. Carrick on your 3 days, or the basics. I saw their trainings, the normal rondo. It's about her on the pitch. Who's the rondo near you, my pa?
I will ball short-sided games.
Bruno,
Anna,
Bruno.
and I see a bomb, Anna, a summon your so I come in to do a mood.
Menu Jibo walking up to your
Chelsea. That's what I just saw.
back to Anloga.
The only difference, and I say, carry Carson back with you. Apart from your rondo, no, let's keep the short distances. So we have Ruben and Morim side that they be not distance near more. So other opposition side need to me take advantage of our spaces. But yeah, no, we were close. So say Fiifi na your opposition player. Ubo say yeah, your videographer. Yeah, Akomeah near Chan West here. There was no time who in space no one be. So yeah, and they say okay, yeah, in zona we created a zona mapping on the pitch. Per every area biano near double lap or a triple lap. So there was always short distances. And to say the Lacom Kayano, your low block. Manchester United. So uni Asia one our kind our Twitter. Uni Asia. Now all person was saying my young bobo.
Give the ball to them.
You better to our papa to see.
Manchester United fans on Twitter, man, say Sunderland no
Don't even go.
Massa, make a talk my matter. Na kwa carry my make a Massa. Regis Libri buy no job board man
That was not true.
And I want but you had more possession than them.
But we still won.
Of course, so that's exactly what you're saying. Say, give the ball to Manchester United.
But we still won.
No, we are the ball to Manchester United. On to me, say.
Want to me, say.
Good. Everybody have copa come.
We secure the man with
the because so the ball Man United that yeah possess no forget it any. But if you defend it near hit one counter the typical Manchester United. They said they are guy never more.
Typical Manchester United never counter attack.
Now
This is one particular myth. Me, for instance, I will never agree with anybody.
It's about counter. Where should say won't give you up?
Manchester ball, they be a counter attack.
No, who much? Carry out what is over.
The only time I saw Manchester United go more like with counter attacks, maybe we share team possession on him so on team in any day. So, for example, during those days when United met Arsenal, I'm going to say Arsene Wenger babies there, where they are born on team in any day. But I watch games between Man United and Chelsea, and both teams you could see say dominated. We're Bobby now, Bobby. What's the counter attack?
They need chance for now, Bobby. Tama Makelele Muje Jani, but
how much?
2008. I don't go to 2004. I don't used to 2004. I go to 2008.
And the 2004 crowd they never done me because those same Mourinho team part Chelsea in possession there.
Because then Fiifi wake crowd. Fiifi wake crowd. Yeah, that be possessing their near.
Those same Mourinho team.
Then any postcode for.
When you talk about the whole
Postcode for. Postcodes are no one pay the money.
And then yes, our discussion. No, we'll move on to the next one. But I think the Fiifi more question. Do you think Bernardo Silva na City is Achilles heel? Because what I'm seeing from Bernardo Silva, nothing shows that Pep Guardiola is going to bench him. One. Number two, He's at every phase of Manchester City's build-up. First phase, he's there. Yeah. Second phase, he's there.
Yeah.
Third phase, he's there. But he literally offers nothing. Yes, I'm being very honest with you.
He offers nothing.
I'm being very honest with you.
Without the ball, yes, maybe his contribution isn't that much. OOP. But see, for me, you winning against Manchester City was pure job of the occasion of the day and more psychological than anything. Like Kiki and Akomeah have explicitly explained. The occasion was meant for that. Michael Carrick had never lost to Manchester City. I lost just once against Manchester City as a player.
Yeah.
It was the first game. It was a day where Manchester United would want to get a win. It was a day where he was going back to the 4-back, gave them the tactical platforming and structure to go and play against them. I knew that there was no way United was going to lose that match at home at Old Trafford. I've not paid attention to Bernardo Silva and if he's the one that causes the issues at Manchester City. I know for sure that he doesn't offer so much OOP out of possession for City. But the fact that he is in almost every phase of play shows that Pep uses him as a +1 in almost every phase. And again, it's for the numerical superiority, what we call the overloads. So in the first phase, if you are trying to overload him there, he brings Bernardo Silva because he's mobile, he's agile. He can receive the ball in tight spaces. He can receive the ball on the half turn. He can come to the wing. He can take players on 1v1. He can score as well. Yes, the fact that he doesn't contribute so much without the ball can be a big problem. And also, in a game like this that is more transitional, that is more physical, I can understand if anybody says that. I've not paid too much attention, but I will see.
Do you think Manchester United can do a coach who is so much inclined with possessive football?
Depends on the players that comes in. I think Manchester
The
United.
reason why I'm asking that is because the last 5 months, let me say 4, they've actually built their squad on counter-attacking football. After Louis van Gaal, Jose Mourinho, counter-attacking. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, counter-attacking. Ralf Rangnick, counter-attacking, get pressed, but I could not work because this team is molded in the counter-attacking system. Eric Ten Hag, he needed to bend whatever he did at Ajax with those boys to opt for counter-attacking football. With Fred, Scott, here and there. Do you think every manager can come to this team?
Unless you do a complete squad overhaul.
Yeah.
Do you think the team is ready for that?
No.
Depends on the Glazers.
Me today, I was thinking about when I was driving, I was thinking about this.
No, but it depends on the Ineos. What I'm saying is that Nami, I did a whole Manchester United content and then I sent it to you to share it for me. Manchester United is a club that's interesting to talk about. What Manchester United needs a proper, complete squad overhaul to be able to play
That kind of football.
You can't just wake up and come and play like that. That's why I kept on telling you that for me, what Kobe Manu did. You can't dominate Fulham with Kobe Manu's football and Casemiro. You won't be successful. On any day. You can't even come Stamford Bridge, like you say. Now, also Ojibon and Yabo. Unless like what Ruben Amorim did. Bolong, Sesko, Pam, Daddy. Then Mbwemu, you call
Daddy.
Daddy Mbi. See, Fee. Today, when I was remember I said, "I'm a dream baby home." I believe Manchester United, or let me put it this way: football has grown to a standard there, and it's too much. Uye Tima. Since right now we are looking at the technical directors, you are looking at the sporting directors, you are looking at the head coaches. They say, "I'm kaboom." Any owner square kaboom. I believe that Mona was some to decide type of football by number, but number for who coaches and who players.
She said the Chelsea for you.
Yes. Unidita mekasa. And yes, sir, baby about no kon me he Ruben Amorim. O ka so pe Oli Watkins. Any ade.
Yeah.
They say I didn't burn and can't to papa so you see as they say okay.
I go to Watkins still.
Oto. Then yakofa Hansi Fleck back. Oba was when he
Oli Watkins.
Yes, Oli Watkins. Come on, we shouldn't buy. See, I believe football and yet dodo say, oh, yeah, Manchester United. Ujidi say, oh, real cost, oh, my barada, oh, way more, oh, but say na obo. The baleba, kofane bra.
And Eliam Rosinia, one line and number appoint you.
Debbie, who bet me kofa baleba, and then Elliot Anderson, but if I say in January. No, I coach which say Ancelotti. Flick, bet me a year, Jumano, with the kind of players.
He has only a quality.
Fiifi, Unim Tuchel. United we are seeing now coach back come mini pass almost a kind of way. So can you bring in Tuchel? No, I be catching say Tuchel a striker. We use Benjamin Sesko as an example. So my market, my cover Sesko bridge Tuchel.
No, but the truth of the matter is Tuchel Korea so much Chelsea call market go for Romelu Lukaku.
Oh, of course, Romelu Lukaku.
Exactly, but so
over Sesko.
No, but Whether over Sesko, but
that doesn't mean
United before that Krana Edika Nunes
Romelu Lukaku do Nunes.
Almost said the combat
Nunes United. But Fiifi, me ba so asana makwa esirifi ho.
Na Lukaku na so bobo.
Bolingoli.
Bolingoli.
Fi, Liam say 2-0, right?
Rosinho.
Yes.
Yes, my boy, man.
I think one of the most underrated midfielders in the Premier League, Damsgaard.
Mikel Damsgaard.
Fiifi, brutal. Technically.
Akomeah ni hahane.
Oh no, ni hahane. Whoever has coached Brentford, Biana who say or a player back and even for the Danish national team.
Yeah.
Okohonoma is very difficult. Charlie Damsgaard no because me tuna training. Because technically we is superb.
Yeah.
But Liam Kasim say after the game. I say na mu players no. Bibi hihye omobo, we dey hye obo. Omobo tutui omomo nko na enya flu. Omodin, na momodi tum se ball na enya fe. From coach obeka kire say by 10 minutes no be asori di na so ball na nsem no. And they was flu ache. That win Nankasa against Bedford, do you think say good for him, a turning point to make sure that Chelsea beat Menya run Biana?
I think it was the perfect performance from us.
Hey.
You see, it wasn't a perfect performance based on Boefe, but Enzo Maresca, yeah, Boefe baby.
Hey.
Ideally, and Enzo Maresca would have. You see, me, I'm very subjective with some of these kind of things because we don't pay Maresca same champion.
La Pewa.
And Enzo Maresca, we played better against Brentford at the GT Community Stadium about 2-2.
Yeah, I remember that game so well.
Against Brighton and Hove Albion. We pinned them back. Almost 70 minutes.
But we need 3-2.
I said direct card was boy 3-1 was the same. Aston Villa.
Sunderland.
Aston Villa kwa bonya bi mo. Or show be your buy Maresca Chireno. When he pinned them back 3-1, when he rotates the ball, inverted, all of those nonsense things. Still not Chelsea lose. So I like the fact that Liam is trying to be pragmatic. Because, like he said in that same post-match interview,
you call that pragmatic?
Yes, and
I thought Fiifi, you were really open in that game.
I'll explain it to you. What he said in that game was that it's not every game that you play free-flowing. Even in the games against all of these teams that I've mentioned, we were open again. Because there are certain things that will make you open. We're open, chances will come. You play the football. But where do you, what is the risk and reward? Brentford, they know about bar. There are two things that you are certain that they will do. They will be physical with Ego Thiago. They will be physical with Mikel Damsgaard. But can you also be physical with them? The game management. Games past. Chelsea would have been up by 1-0. Enzo Maresca's substitution will either keep long or obey a winger for winger, attacker for attacker. He took off Alejandro Garnacho, brought on Andre Santos. Shored up the midfield. If not for nothing, let him come and mop up. Push Enzo Fernandez to the left. Brought on Leandro Lap at the right time. One thing that was clear was that regardless of all of that, Chelsea were pressing high. So it wasn't nice football. But for me as a Chelsea fan and analyst who has been following Chelsea for a very long time, it is the one thing I've never seen the team do this season. The only thing I've seen the team do was against Barcelona.
And what the team actually change ball in the Roman about?
Now say Rossino ball in the Waka so problem. I mean any problem. Unkwa na wo bompa yesi munkam. Ntimpa ya bozi ke bia de ka enye o yen friend enye obo aya je 3 points.
Mate. SRV, don't you think Brentford were too wasteful in front of goal?
Yeah. Because so many clear chances be one man. Nah, I think so I was saying come convert na game is a center point in time. But I'm wasting any more. I think say the boss e can.
And your boss or the Fiifi?
It didn't me born say be everything.
I had the Fiifi Manfred baza.
I said the Fiifi can meeting say at the point in time Maresca was too rigid in terms of how our approaching games no. There be a yank of ball but there be a different games na be ko at the point in time we go share team one man possession emboa you need to be flexible with how I approach again. I think say dear Liam Rosinelli. I think say metenase from the perspective. The here win. You want to win Chelsea. In same year.
Dr. Kiki, I say we hu ya me pa. Na na mpesa me do shase. Fiifi, I think Vinicius, it has gotten to a time or expected to be supporting no be antennas. But he doesn't want to understand a lot of people. Real Madrid, before their game against Lamente, what my pomuhuru players na. Vinicius Junior nankasa pese nankasa muhuru ne pa. Ansa no mbeba no. No kwate staircase ni so. Adani ni su.
No su.
And they are Real Madrid supporters ne huru. So you could see Abeloa, Mbappe, Bellingham be tapping the shoulder, tapping the back. Biji to me say he's overreacting with some of these things when it comes to say seeking for emotional sympathy.
But he is an emotional person.
Fee, you see, you are an emotional person and you want everybody to understand you as an emotional person and do what will make you feel comfortable. But also fail to understand these same supporters now. We are dema one year yo, we are doing. Adoy beji kwadu. Sa na omani na omuta wachi. We ba no mata wachi.
No, Vini did not openly go onto the field of play and make gestures to the fans.
I know.
What Vini did was that he reacted in his own private corner on the staircase in the dugout.
These are the same supporters. Ano moto nyum frɛ. Team no ba ya under Zidane near mo one who aduane nyina. It was these same supporters who pressured Carlo Ancelotti to start fixing you. You've had a superb season under him. Ballon d'Or also unko. Award also unko. Real Madrid for supporters so mo kon huntintini. Kon tokwa na Rodri no mo wiem no ma yese. Mo kon tokwa ma. So when it has gotten to a time where they believe you are not giving them much as supporters, you are not giving them much. Mo said you mudi nimu no. What drop standard? No mo huru kakra bia. Wakotena si su ma. Siki public sympathy. But this is Real Madrid.
They soon the master.
Now obi e team omutimi huru Ronaldo.
No soon you wan ko bobo nana.
You see Fee. I said one thing here. Mesa case should be him say Vinicius Junior. Whatever he did on that staircase shows one thing. He's not ready to be a king. So whatever Bello at the press conference, they can say Vinicius is leader. I want him to be the protagonist. Now protagonist say
Abeloa is a coach. He will do everything to make Vini feel comfortable as well as he's in the Madrid.
Dr. Kiki, protagonist is a true when man. You see, Real Madrid as a club, that one and Fiifi.
No, Michael,
you are not the first player yet to win him.
Ronaldo,
you born next game about
it doesn't mean that Ronaldo did not go and cry in his house.
But Ronaldo, man, for camera,
no, but one be soon stadium.
Mr. Vinicius, I am on the camera. Mr. Vinicius, I am on the camera. Dr. Kiki, I am an abroso.
Who said no me your press up
many problem cry.
See, I believe sir, we have different kind of people and different temperament and personalities. Yo asasi ways me sure say we should be the obi opehuru no say chinihuru.
Yeah.
So I need na the type of person that pakro na ye and temperament kro and personality kra. Obi o hwa or you cry baby. Obi o hwa or you hard.
So you king.
Your baby o hot me kase me kuno bom ya ana me don so. Your baby o say say o to chocolate o wi ase na
energy me.
Your baby o say say o chocolate o wi ase na now to jiwa go na to say na ma chere me do. What I mean is that we have different kind of people anytime my situation more react. No kwasem say obetimi aka say onye ready so obey king because of say oya wa so obey hene dia ye di watem ye so ye beda ufie o beda ifie and all that. But at the end of the day and the fact that say yen yes ye Fiifi so obey king even though ye cry baby. But yeah, the air to when you who says assembly hold me chira asem ye. Based on send your chira asem ye nkwenti onye ye king. Nti it's up to onu Vini. Ene omo mutu nefo. Ene be manati asye say killer. Say baby you do run you do rabia ya wo na say no you do boy your mama so. Enti nyoma bi adi adanse say ma wo ye weak yen egu akire no and speak well about yen I was all the tonchen. Na I up to Vini. Say Vini by na you say na fi na ko me ba be nyini. Enya sa say ya na be yen sesa. Wo de hwesane e na the Vini nkwa na ye bu no pitch so ne ade. But Daniel Alves say no man Daniel Alves have fam wa brabo mpa Vini fam 2 minutes ye hu no. So I believe say Vini na nkasa ntim ye ne de on a normal.
What did that baby lead you?
The aya no de. You na kaka say ntim ye ne de ba na ompesu. Ba Vini de opesu. So ompesu ba Vini de opesu. You go opesu. Ya
Ronaldo crap is Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo. Yeah, Morocco in the mama.
And they said
eliminate.
What about Supercopa de España? Barcelona ball. We can wa 2 times at Paso.
And no see Rona Mukruno. Mama na your personal.
What's up about Albacete? The trust supporters in Isuru Mukra say Abelua came to the press conference post match. A statement to make say he thanks Vinicius to be making
answer your top match.
It is a time about
I heard Abelua and the question but
Abelua no okay boy Abelua no who say baby a Vinicius unya disadvantage. Mbappe ma be ji unya na konya o be hwim. And then Mbappe move fault and Jude move fault.
Okay.
It's a situation at Madrid. Mbappe is a well-trained gentleman than Vini.
Yeah.
Mbappe nyinchi Vini all right, but Mbappe not Jimudo because of the education he had. Class papa mo knew that this day will come. Why Vini never too no kwemu.
Yeah.
Bon fichire bon be agent will see you.
Yeah.
Sao Paulo, go to Madrid.
Yeah.
First season, second season, you know, and then first started fire.
Yeah.
So Mbappe has been prepared for boy. What have people not said about Mbappe? Mbappe's family. Yeah, I mean, look at when Paris Saint-Germain issued, but look at how Mbappe conducted himself. But Vini has issues. Brazil for now, they have their problems already there. So I like the fact that Abeloa is trying to know that out on the stars no kitani nani or ya crowd or cry baby gumi Vini. I hope that Abeloa has explained himself to Mbappe and Bellingham. No one say you people are top, you are good, but you people are well educated, you are English, you are French. He is a South American. Born a person who you share media and changing.
What kind of say be power?
It's young protected by an inching brain. If you want to win,
man management lie.
Man management lie.
Coaches do that.
But boy, omunya no beton.
Fee, who do I say about Akomeah? There's one big coach of Akomeah. Nah, on the man management or the same thing.
Only back with two pieces in now.
Couple of Akomeah. Yeah, the chewy.
Yeah, the
chewy. They players.
No, Waji pizza and cook.
Waji pizza and cook am. Players and sabi e bi nim said here.
Omajimi. Sorry.
Ye city manager nyoma wuni say we man management na coach e personal common.
No mo kan.
Ono so sorry ya do akọ catch na da coach say me ya de chewu.
Aso na o kasi coach.
Aso class coach woni ade.
Train no crowd.
O train no crowd. O control crowd. Hey.
Ogum anche ni pamo. Ningu asipoto.
Oye dey.
Ningu asipoto.
Oh, so waka.
But we co player we can say Jack. I don't know who the game ba. Omo catch me. Script man catch me. Sala na mo ajamunya. No catch o player kora catch me.
O ja, unya be don kokwa sa kire me. Difference between top professional players and what we have here.
So Abelo have to manage them. My problem is that Vini, I hope he understands. It will also come with a lot of expectations. Until I see so one starting and share football fans here, they pen no.
Office say Brazil for Nankasa legends na shall say one of them by out be din komo because Vini is too emotional. And you know how Brazilians are.
Vini they emotional.
You know how Brazilians.
Yeah, Brazil friend omo your colleague
match why din now one more ni you free number Brazil for na srewa.
Ubabisu.
No be so.
Boy, my Vini the Brazil team they are a finisher.
A finisher.
What Rafinha is doing right now?
I finish I say onyo on the bear Ken.
Yeah,
okay. Ken dey onyo on the bear Ken.
Madrid dey cry da pampa 3.
And that's about the Mbappe. Na me Brazil versus Tunisia. The way Estavao Willian boss had penalty, when they took the ball for him. Like all of those things around Estavao, Ajejirem no. Emi ya say Maresca ko. Say Stavao to me how he's expected to go. Not World Cup no Coco Bobby. And on the night comes where Stavao to first 2 games be a hit here. Vini be one say the Brazilian poster boy now becomes either Rafinha. Oh, this is the Rafinha.
Last one. That topic do you think say Barcelona Yama Hansi Flick a Jumana because he looks frustrated?
Yeah. I think we're demanding for a left-footed centre back. And I'm going to cancel Blair.
Gerardo Martin.
Yeah, right. So I think we're demanding for a open. No man with or man resource now, but resource no be most standard for the past 15 years move because Barca last 15 years a league enye kura omoji league no enye kura nkwaji Copa del Rey but the ultimate Champions League no ene ni omope betimanya with this kind of players na for me say no because competition e be true baby e be more than you need squad depth at the point also some kakra at the point also when you this kind of profiles and a be bobo we demand left center back ye kwakoba against Arsenal one e koba Gerard Martin.
That's a CV say okay sir look at it from this angle. Yeah, but sign won't Hansi Flick. Now, baby, boomer who would have said, I premiere.
Orban or who must standard Nanam woman. And Oba will be delivered to standard, but more per the ultimate Champions League for the past 15 years. Munya, and I know catching some resources with you. Won't me find yourself, man. Some more person who win that ultimate Champions League now. Mum see, what do you want? No, no, famano.
I think maybe a Fiifi journey Hansi Flick has done his part for Barcelona. The other man is set on by I said the parable of talent. The other man, what they are mammy, my bone, also dear now they are mammy. I think that is where Hansi Flick stands, and he deserves to ask.
It's a Miniska.
Miniska.
Now, to some person, to Akomeah, so chum say, Sabasa was Katamana Basa was Cano. When Scar will talk with Gutinho Nomiadi. Sabasa was Carcass, who wouldn't bet my player.
Hansi Flick.
So the whole crowd wedding for. Reception.
I think say Hansi Flick management, you know. And who say now no Oba for na Miniska, but now it be to make capable of managing things some call for left back aba. From the perspective I'm who say and what no who say we win you or who must scab akra. We bet me ko left for center back na me pen.
As if it's a can you imagine say ask for 30 million euros? I buy option I was say almost half of them almost say Rashford no more penny 30 there name Muniska Muniska 22 no omedi can't 18 no can omedi 24 years 4 years na dia can
22 on them 22 that was this year
I'm for this again I'm me empony and crave
Muniska
but yeah 1 point omulusu Hansi Flick ebe ha omo
but again that time omo pamo Xavi me make I say I don't think they will get anybody's coming because of materials omo kita na e don't pay Bands Flick abe magic enyam wan so munya pamo Flick wan so be in the back kunya
Ruben Amorim ababe ye
no so be 10 years man football ni there Akomeah tell be na some way
but me say Busabia who is Barcelona's most important player
hey when Rafinha phone name
Rafinha Belleiro
your friend Belleiro boss account Rafinha Belleiro
obeji atum say
Rafinha Bobo time say dey kan wa onje ntumo dey kan wa onje ntumo
yes and we'll bring the show to an end right here. This is not a bye-bye. This is see you next time. We'll be back with Champions League review and all of those stuff. And this is the 4 Post podcast. You just have to watch, you like, you subscribe, and you put on your notifications. Anything football, anything sports, we are here for you. See you another time.